to another episode of Spill the Tea with Taylor Leigh. Welcome to the Spill the Tea with Taylor Leigh podcast. Not your average tea party, not your average podcast. My name is Taylor Leigh, and this podcast is meant to be all about chaotic bestie energy, cozy vibes that just feel like you're chatting with a friend, and of course, spilling random internet tea that you didn't even know you needed in your life until now. So get ready, grab your favorite mug, get cozy, and let's spill some tea. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Spill the Tea with Taylor Leigh. I'm your girl, Taylor Leigh, and today we have just a little bonus episode for you guys. Oh my god, I don't know if you can hear that, but there is an atrociously loud sounding machine or something like that going on outside my house on the street. Like a fucking street sweeper or something. I have no idea what's going on out there, but it's pissing me off. Anyways, we are just going to go through some quick Reddit stories together. This is just a little bonus episode. I'm just practicing my video recording because I'm going to be having my mom on the pod next week. I'm also going to be featuring an episode with Bestie Girl. It's going to be great. I have some filming coming up. I have some things in the works. Some other people have wanted to come on the pod. So stay tuned for that. Once again, we are here on the big comfy couch, my cozy living room couch that my children decide to mess up every day and stain, so I have to have blankets all over my couch. Live, laugh, love. Let's get right into it. So this comes from the Today I Fucked Up subreddit. And this says, today I fucked up by trying to compliment my girlfriend's dad. My girlfriend, 26 female, invited me to dinner with her family for the first time. Her dad is this big, intimidating dude with arms like tree trunks and a very serious face. I, 28 male, was nervous, but trying to be polite and conversational. Okay, so her dad is a scary dude. And you're sitting over here like, I'm not trying to poke the bear or nothing. I want this guy to think I'm cool. So you're trying to make a good impression. I respect it. So when he walked in wearing this button up that looked brand new, I said, hey, nice shirt. It really brings out your chest. Brings out your chest? Bro. The second it left my mouth, my soul left my body. His wife choked on her drink. My girlfriend turned bright red. And her dad just slowly raised an eyebrow and said, thanks, I guess. I tried to clarify with, I mean the color. It brings out your strength, which somehow made it sound way worse. Oh my god. I couldn't even imagine that I would die from, I'm dying from secondhand embarrassment. Which somehow made it sound way worse. The rest of the dinner was me pretending to chew invisible food while everyone else tried not to laugh. I can't. Dear, this person comments right underneath it. Dear Reddit, is my boyfriend just dating me because he has a crush on my dad? Last night, ... The answer is yes, darling. That's awesome. Okay, this next story also comes to us from the Today I Fucked Up subreddit. And it says, today I fucked up by sealing wasps in their nest instead of killing them. Obligatory not today. This happened last week. But the after effects are still very much ongoing. We've had a wasp nest in the side of my house for a while now. Last week they stung one of my friends, so it was time to get rid of them. Given the amount of wasps in and out, it seemed like a big nest. To guesstimate the size, I would say a wasp entered or left the nest once a second all day. Once a second all day. That's a lot. I didn't want to just squirt poison down the hole. That would just piss them off and not reach most of it. So I decided to seal the nest with expanding foam sealant. I snuck out in the dead of night and stuck enough foam in that hole to seal half a construction site. Little did I know how terrible of an idea this was. Bro, what are you thinking? Apparently, this was another exit to the nest. Wait, what? Apparently, there was another exit to the nest going inside the house. So you had a wasp nest just freely going inside your home. That's insane. The nest is enormous. Average size of a nest this late in the season is 2,000 to 4,000 wasps. Half our house is currently inaccessible. I sneak down to the basement at night to change the traps. I keep a hand vacuum next to my workstation. Our cats are not happy. They've been locked into a single room and are pissing everywhere to show their discontent. Doing my best Arnold Schwarzenegger impersonated, I've gone through 7 magazines on the bug assault shotgun, with maybe 4 shots per magazine. These fuckers are armor-plated and do not die easily. I've injured my arm pumping the shotgun so many times. Me trying to have, like, an Arnold Schwarzenegger, that was so cringy. That was so cringy. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm so sorry, you guys. That was so cringe. Okay. I think the most disconcerting thing is how normal it's become. I wake up, grab the shop vac on the 60-foot extension cord, and just clear the house as a matter of routine. It's part of rising and shining for the day. Coffee, breakfast, wasp vacuuming, kiss the wife goodbye, time to work. The cold is going to kill them at some point, right? I have no advice. I have no advice other than great job, bro. Great job for that. You should have checked sooner rather than later, and now you're in a rather shitty situation. Okay, we got one more story. This is gonna be the last one because your girl's got a lunch date with her grandma that I have to get to. So, this one says, today I fucked up for accusing my brother-in-law for having an affair. I genuinely want to curl up and disappear after what I did this weekend. My sister has been acting distant lately, and her husband has been glued to his phone nonstop, always walking out of the room to take calls. Yesterday I walked into their guest room to drop up. Hold on a second. Does that sound better? I don't know if that sounds better for you guys, but that sounds better in my headphones. Okay. So, he's always been glued to his phone nonstop, always walking out of the room to take calls. Yesterday, I walked into their guest room to drop off laundry and saw a woman's jacket on the bed that definitely wasn't my sister's. My brain went straight into FBI mode and I stormed downstairs, phone already recording like some courtroom drama, and demanded he explain who she was. Who is she? Who is she? Who? You know who. You know who. Who is she? He just stared at me like I'd grown 2 heads. Well, I would too. If somebody came downstairs and accused me, I would also look at them like they had 2 heads. Well, my sister walked in mid-interrogation. Turns out the mystery woman was literally my cousin who had crashed there earlier after a night out and left her jacket. The phone calls? He's been secretly planning a surprise anniversary trip for my sister. She started crying. He was furious, and I was standing there with my camera like a complete clown. They both left the house to cool off, and I never felt more unwanted in my life. I apologized immediately, but the damage is done, and now I'm convinced I've ruined their surprise and made myself look like the unhinged family member. Well, you kind of did, bestie. You kind of did. I understand what you were doing, and I'm sure later on you guys are all going to laugh about this, and your sister's going to be like, wow, thank you so much for having my back. But I just, girl, the damage is done. Like, the damage has already been done. You totally ruined their surprise. You totally look like the unhinged family member. I don't know why I acted like the marriage police when nobody asked for my help. I thought I was protecting her, but I ended up embarrassing myself and insulting someone who's actually a great husband. I so So you're saying that he's never given you any reason before this? That's what I was going to say. That was going to be my next point was, is there any previous cheating accusations? Has there been a history of this? Is there anything other than just this suspicious behavior of the phone calls and this jacket that would lead you to that? Also, you got some trauma, bestie. Like, what's going on up here for you? Who hurt you that you would automatically jump to such a rash conclusion? Um, yeah, I'm acting like the marriage police when it's not. When nobody asks for your help, you definitely got to stay out of people's relationships. Just stay out of their business. Even if you're trying to help, it's not worth it in the end. You thought you were protecting her. You ended up embarrassing yourself and insulting someone who was actually a great husband. So the final line says, should I try to do something to make it up to them or just disappear into the woods forever? I'm going to go ahead and say you're going to want to give them their space, and in time, they will come around. In time, things will get better. On the home front, you had pure intentions, nothing but pure intentions. When you do finally have a discussion with them, just make that known, and I'm sure they'll appreciate it. But yeah, you do sound a little bit crazy and unhinged, bestie, but I appreciate it. I love it. We love to see it. I love a good ride or die because that's how I am with my friends. Ain't nobody gonna be out here catching a man slipping and not doing something about it because I always got my bitches' backs. Anyways, that has been this week's episode of Spill the Tea with Taylor Leigh. Thank you so much for tuning into this little bonus episode. Don't forget, you can find me on Instagram, TikTok. This podcast is also available to listen to on YouTube and Spotify. For some reason, Spotify will not let me upload video, so my video content is only available on my YouTube, but y'all already knew that. So, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Bye, babies. Thank you so much for tuning in, and remember, stay cozy,